What is 5 Flavors of Health? This is a new initiative for most of the faces. We already know each other, but for those who are new, it's a new initiative, in fact, based on a very, very old rules and principles, where we are getting closer to the nature. And my intention is to inspire and guide you to your own discovery of your own new likings, new comfort, new values. And thanks to that, you will gain so much more confidence, you will gain strength and courage that you can use in all aspects of your life. And I wouldn't be standing here in front of you today, and I wouldn't be confident to take it to the world, these 5 flavors, if I didn't experience that myself. Because everything what I am talking and I will be talking today and anytime in the near future and every time is from my own personal experiences and from the knowledge, from the studies that I have done over the last over 8 years. So I was always having the feeling of coldness in me. I was always feeling cold. My feet were always cold, 365 days a year. I had lots of spots. I had a problem with my weight. I was getting cold and flus so often, and I was only 30 years old. I was having all of that. Then we had a second son, and he got into that problem that most of you know. He had atopic eczema, where the doctor said that was a norm. We did not accept that. I did not accept that was a norm for a child to be scratching the whole night and to be crying in distress every day for months. And the solution they were giving was steroids and antibiotics. With all respect, I did not accept that solution. And I was studying and I was investigating where is the problem. And this is how I came across Anna. Anna is the author of the books, and I am privileged to say that I am the only person that she has really trusted, that I have possessed that knowledge and intentions, that I can share that wisdom that she carried, she's in her 70s now, that she carried, that I can pass on to people around the world. So we are now in a small group, but I know that very soon this group will be counting of thousands of people, because we are going already global with this. We will be also introducing this to the kids. We have already agreed with the organizers from Oxford, Eva and Dorota, that the first children's workshop will be in Birmingham, because I believe that this is our responsibility to share what we know, and we will be, Malgosia as well will be participating. We are in charge of the health of the next generations, and excuses that the immune system is degrading is not an excuse for us. Today, I will give you basics and a little bit more than basic information, and from that you will take it yourself. You will know that there are other ways than getting treatment just to get rid of the symptoms of the disease. I am not a doctor and I am not a nutritionist. In fact, some people found a new name for me and they said, Agnes, you are a preventionist. Yeah, there was an interview last week with me, and somebody said they like the idea, this philosophy of life, because 5 Flavors of Health is not a diet, absolutely not. It's a lifestyle, and it's a kind of lifestyle that our forefathers and fathers and grandparents, they know quite well about. But we, in the rush of that today's fast technology and everything, we forgot. We just lost the common sense. We just lost it, and as a consequences, we are suffering. Suffering is, in a way, is fine, because it's teaching us something. We have to work out on something. There is something to be done in a better way. We are growing with the pain, but never should be the overwhelming feeling for us. Never, never. And and for that reason, we know in a natural ways how to prevent. You know, when we are going away from the nature, I have this impressions that when we are going away from the nature, it's like a child. Who's got the children? Who's the parent? Yeah. You know, when you take a child to the shopping center and the child gets lost, you know, the child panics. The mother panics and the child panics. And this is happening to us when we are going astray from the nature, from the main principles of this universe. We will talk about this in a minute. But when we are going astray from the nature, we feel it. We are not comfortable. And the man is becoming a little greedy man, complaining all the time that the life experience for him is a difficult one. And the diseases, that is norm because we're getting old. Who said we have to age so badly? We have to be sick in old age. This is again some excuses that we are giving to ourselves, and then yet even worse, we are accepting now that a suffering of our children is a norm. They are telling me. The statistics telling us that 85% of newborns are having atopic eczema, symptoms of atopic eczema in the first 6 months of their life, and that's norm. I mean, they're accepting as a norm. Come on, no. We can't accept this as a norm. So we know how to prevent it. I have done it. That's why I'm so confident, because of over the last 8 years, I've been analyzing, I've been experimenting, I've been living by those rules, and believe me, Ryan is absolutely fine. He's a child who was suffering. Doctors were putting hands on their head, not knowing what to do with him. Now the doctors are calling me, asking if they can pass the number because there is somebody who's got the same problem like I used to have. Or my husband, he's absolutely fine. And there are millions of people around the world that Anna, in the Polish language alone, she has helped. Those books are distributed all over the world. Now the English versions of books are in Canada, States, Italy, Turkey, Pakistan, Australia, everywhere. They are going everywhere now. So there is a way of us preventing the health problems that we have today. If a young woman, she comes to me and she tells me that she is taking high cholesterol pills, and I'm asking her how old is she, and she's telling me that she is just 40, and how long you've been taking, and she said for the last 5 years. I mean, really. Come on. Yeah? So, I am not going to talk too much of the theory and difficult stuff, because that I ask you and request to read at home many times in those books. I will show you what is today. I will explain you the relation between the climate that we live in, the food that we eat, and the energy that is. People are trying to debate, it doesn't matter, we should be eating this, doesn't matter what we are eating, we should eat healthy all the time, without understanding, and they're trying to kind of debate it. We know, common sense will tell us that we know the energy is flowing to and through us. We are a microcosm of this whole entire universe, and if we want it or not, if we accept it or not, that's what it is. And the same kind of energy is today, is in autumn, is flowing to and through you, like with the trees or with the animals, with all living creatures. That's what it is, and we need to accept that. Now, if we are going to jeopardize that with the new fashion diets and all of that, we start having consequences. Not the same year, maybe after 3 years, but we don't relate this to the food that we eat, because we think something else is a problem. That something else is a problem. We never relate it to the food. So the energy is. So I want to explain you why it's so important to eat the seasonal food. Why it's so important to realize that we live in this climate, and we should we should accept the goodness that it is. We don't need, all the, I don't know if anybody is on a raw diet here. Anybody? No? Okay. Yeah, this is a kind of a new thing. This is a kind of new thing. The raw diet, all those juices, smoothies and everything. This is commercial. You used to do that, and you've got problems. And the people coming to me and they say, oh, the raw diet is the best, or the smoothie. I am not comparing, or I am not criticizing, because we all have choices and we can choose, but the consequences we have there for us. Okay, so the person is coming and will tell me, I'm absolutely fine, Agnes, but so I said, why you are with me then? Why you calling me? Why are you coming here? A little bit of gluten intolerance. I said, all right, and so you're on a roll, but you healthy, yeah. But I can't eat, and I said, so how about your children? And she said, that's the problem, for 6 years we're trying. I said, so you're telling me you are healthy, absolutely, but you are food intolerant, you've got many food intolerance, you have a problem with your weight, you can't get pregnant. I mean, come on, don't pretend. Let's not pretend. So what is happening when we are going for a treatment? We are pretending. I was telling this as an example, but for those who, I will repeat it again. When you have a health problems, when you have a temperature, okay? Or your child had a temperature, and what we do? Bang, we give a Calpol, or we take a paracetamol, or we take the day nurse, or the night nurse. Yes, we do. So when you're driving a car, and your light is telling you, red light is telling you that the petrol is about to finish, so you will go to the petrol station and you will refill your fuel. But what you will do with yourself, you have a temperature, you've got a cough, you are feeling so weak, yet you will take a day nurse. What you will do, you will break the red light, pretending that there is no problem. Okay? You will pretend that there is no problem. And what will happen? Then day nurse, what will do the day nurse? It will eliminate the symptoms. Okay, you will not have the symptoms today, tomorrow, for 1 week, but the mucus, and the moisture, which is in your lungs, it will go even deeper in your lungs. So the next time, when you are in 3 weeks, or in a month or 2 months, you're getting a flu, you might have an ear infection, or you might, after a couple of years of this kind of treatment, you might end up with a high cholesterol, or might end up with some food intolerance, or with lungs problems, or kidney problems, heart problems, circulation problem, and many problems. This is very innocent. This is what we do with the children, and I'm talking from experience. People are calling me for that reason, that they went to and they were treating very innocently with little antibiotics, just one session, on 5 days. I mean, what? And the child is feeling good, and then 2 months later the child is feeling again, but then it's got a problem, and then it's got more problem every time. And it's starting very innocently how we are ignoring the signals that our body are sending us. Why 35, 40-year-old people are having high cholesterol, or problem with the weight, gluten problem, or all this? Why is that? This is the consequence. This is the consequence of ignoring the signals that the body were giving us before that. Do you agree? Yeah. Do you agree? Yeah. So I will now take on, because we will have to. I didn't change my time here. Is yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I sent you a message. I sent some of you a message. I sent Joanna a message as well. Okay, I don't know if you can see something. I have prepared something here. I'll do on this side. Okay. So I know that you are here because you know that you need a solution for something, or maybe you want to change something for better, and you're here with me. Now you are stuck for the day. Now, so, but because you are very smart, and you already know many things, so you know that we've got 4 seasons, and each season and each season will be representing a different kind of energy. We know that in spring the trees are getting new leaves. Spring is associated with a new life, with the birth. Do you agree? We always feel better in spring. We kind of more energized. Yes? Yeah. That's what it is. Because the energy of spring, we accept it or not, is going upwards. You know, the grass is getting greener, the trees are getting greener, everything is getting more energy, yes? So the energy is going upwards. That's what I indicated in this picture. Now, one more thing. Some people will ask you, because is this a Chinese medicine that I'm talking about? It is not. It is not. What it is just the basic common rules, which if you ask your grandmother, she will maybe explain you if she was interested in health in the past. These rules, certain rules about the changing of the energy, about associating certain organs and flavors to the certain type of energy in each seasons, were written first by the Chinese people. That's why we associate. But if I looked back, and there were some books in archives, Anna Ciesielska, she was looking at the books written 100 years ago in Polish language about the food, they were exactly applying the same thing. When I was translating the book, I was working with a lady, Irish lady, and she said, "Oh my God, this is just exactly what I knew from my grandmother, but we have lost." And she's a specialist, she's a nutritionist, very unwell person, sick, and nutritionist. Okay. So, and if we look at the Middle East and we look at all other countries, when we go back, when people were not, when the transport industry, when the marketing industry was not so developed, people only were eating what was near to them, seasonal, and what was near to them. There was no, manufacturing industry or those big warehouses with green bananas and they become yellow somehow. And then we eat them pretending that we are, in Africa somewhere. And then having a problems that we are again getting flu. Why? So springtime. Okay, what time is now? 11:15. Yes. Yes. Okay, we have half an hour more. Okay, so at springtime, the life is waking up. Is waking up. With the spring, the sour flavor in our 5 flavors is associated. I know that all of you already know the flavors that we are using and which sequence. Yes or no? Okay, come on. Sour, and after sour is what? Bitter. And after bitter is what? Sweet. And after sweet is what? Spicy. And then it's salty. And then if we want to do it again, we've got sour again, and then bitter again. And then we will demonstrate this in the kitchen. Very easy. This is what I want, because the theory is just a theory. We know things, but we don't do things. When we go to the kitchen, sleeves up, and then we work, and then we eat better, we feel better. Eva, you told me that you used to feel very cold. Yes, you had
yes.
Feel cold, and now you're applying this little by little, and
stop.
So you're feeling fine now.
Yes, I'm not using my night socks.
Okay? So she's not feeling. The husband can confirm that.
Yes.
It's much nicer. Yeah. Okay. So what happened to the sour flavor? Because in one of the book, on the first one, do we have the book? Here we have got it. It's sour, cold, and raw. It's okay, Anne-Marie. Sour, cold, and cold. Why this is so important? Sour flavor is the one which is causing us most of the problems, unfortunately. But what happened to the sour flavor? Sour flavor. Okay, now tell me what flavors are sour flavors, food products that you have in your kitchen. Very good. Cheese. Cheese. The goat cheese is bitter. The white cheese is sour. The white cheese is sour. The cottage cheese is sour. Kefir is sour. Lemon is sour. Vinegars are sour. By the way, you've got a workshop. There's workbooks. You can fill it up. You can feel free to write it anywhere. We should have some more spaces, but I'm learning. This is the first time I'm doing this kind of workshop, so you please forgive me all these shortcomings. But we will be getting better. We will be getting. We're such a wonderful team. We will be getting better. And so we know roughly what is the sour. And sour, I've indicated here, has the contracting type of effect on us. It has a contracting property, contracting and shrinking, and is indispensable in every meal. Why? Because if we do not support this with the sour, we will block the liver. We will block the liver. Or if we don't use sour enough. Okay, we will explain. And look at this. Spring, energy going upwards, associated with the sour flavor, which is indispensable, means koniecznie musi być w każdej potrawie. Okay, yeah, and then what happened? Now, this is very interesting for, as far as I know, most of you, because I know allergy problem, cholesterol problem, high blood pressure problem, wanting to lose weight problem, skin problem, allergies problems, often cold and flus problem, feeling cold problems. What other problems, you tell me? Sour flavor. If we exceed, if we eat too much of it, and what is sour? What else is sour? You know, the fruits, the raw, all the citrus fruits, the bananas, the oranges, the lemon. The lemon, when we are balancing, is good, but strawberries, peaches, all of that are sour. Not all of them. Mango is sweet, but mango we not grow here. But there will be some raspberries are sweet, for example. Yeah, but blueberries are sweet as well. Blueberries, but the wild berries are sour, for example. So what happened then? If we overdo it, and you know we do overdo it, because if we did not do it, you will not have the problems of today. You will not have a high blood pressure. You will not have a high cholesterol or blood pressure. You will not have allergies and feeling cold. And what else? What will happen? The doctor said when we are eating too much of the sour flavor, and the springtime is associated with the liver. Liver is like a mother of all organs. Hi, come in. Oh, you're late. Come in. Do you have a seat here? Come in, Maria. How are you? Nice to have you. Nice to have you. Yeah, you're not the only one late, but enough. Good for lunch then. You will. Yeah, I think family of 7 coming on the way out.
Sour and salty is like the same. These arrows are correct. Like they've got the same.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so what happened? We're just explaining, we're now on the, so, do you have the books? No, you're getting today, okay. So what happened with the liver? Liver is responsible of transporting the energy within our body, is detoxifying the body, is in charge of our sending the energy with the spleen to the lungs, and is if we overdo it with the sour flavor, with the raw fruits and vegetables, with all these chickens we love to eat so much. It's good to be a chicken today because everybody loves chicken. And when we overdo it, the doctors are saying that the liver looks like a half-baked cake. Okay, zakalec. What happened? This kind of liver, it doesn't function properly. It will not be able to transport the energy and the enzyme from the spleen to the lungs. And this is the problem why in springtime we are having abundance of allergies and the problems with ulcers and many more. Okay, this is why the sour, we use sour as it can never be overwhelming. All the 5 flavors must be balanced in every dish, in every meal, in a whole menu. If it's not, if there is excess or deficiency of any of the flavors, we will have the consequences, and we do have the consequences. And with Ryan, when he was little baby, I was just observing, you know, the amount of sour I was putting in his. If you don't put enough, let's say, for example, I was making a polenta. Polenta is of a sweet flavor. I was making a snack for him, okay, with 5 flavors. I was adding spicy ginger. I was giving a little bit of salt. I was giving a little bit of cinnamon, and one time I did not add enough lemon for the right to the proportions of that sweetness of the flavor. And what happened? He was vomiting. And we also do feel, but we pretend that there's some other problems than that. We feel heavy when we don't add enough. We feel heavy, we feel bloated. Enough of the sour flavor, okay, is indispensable in every meal, but in the right proportions. So then what happened next time when I said, okay, let me do it more. I did extra lemon. And there was not, it blocked the liver. Extra lemon blocked the liver completely. There was no transport of the energy, and in the child, within the 1-year-old child or 8-month child, you see the reaction very quickly because it's so new. He had emotion straight away. He had emotion. So when I balanced that, when I balanced the right proportion, he could be eating this every time we go into the park, but only when it's proportionally balanced. Monica is cooking. I know she's got a baby girl, and this is a fantastic example because how old is now? It's nearly 1 year? 9 months. And Monica has introduced the 5 flavors for babies, for children. And now what you said, it was fantastic, that when you went to France, I think, or Germany for holidays, and you are always making those soups, 5 flavors. And one time you said you bought from outside, you know, the jars, and the child didn't like to eat. No good. No good, no? This happened to my children. It's all the time. This is the smaller one, all the time, even more than that, because we make, you know, the children, they are so pure, they will react straight away, and they know the flavors. If we are aware as parents, and we will show them the right flavors, believe me, they know what is right. I tell you, my children never went to McDonald's, okay? Never. Now, last year, my brother, in Poland, he took them somewhere outing, and on the way home he stopped by McDonald's, yeah, and he's calling me, said, listen, what's wrong with your children? I bought them fries, but they don't eat. They say it's not tasty. And my daughter, she's at all of the special, you know, the rest of it. I said, okay, good. Not long ago, and Ryan is 8 now, you know, they are choosy, picky. Ryan is 8. We are sitting in the restaurant, and the owner comes, and we know the owner, and he's giving him a chocolate egg. You know, the egg with the surprise inside, the chocolate egg. Oh, he is so happy. This was just last month, and he's so happy. And we are sitting like about 10 people, adults, and him alone. And so we are sitting. And so he opened it, and the owner of the restaurant was so happy that he made a child happy. No, it's our ego. Our ego. So but I didn't say anything. It's just, you know, he got it, let him have it. I mean, this was after the dinner. Okay, so Ryan opened the egg. He took the surprise. Half of the egg he gave it to me, and half to his daddy. Wow. And the owner was like, what? And the people were saying, what? One lady, I remember, she was eating it. She dropped the spoon. She said, I have never seen anything like that. I said, he doesn't like these chocolates. He will he's 8 years old, he can make his own chocolates now. This is what I'm talking. Now my 14-year-old, I'm just saying from my experience, because I'm going to get on with this in a minute, but this is when we are implementing the right type of balanced meal into our kitchen, we will all just feel better. We don't get rid of, if you have some condition that you want to improve, don't think about this condition, please, for God's sake, do not. We do not cure allergies, we do not treat obesity, we do not treat asthma. No, we are strengthening the entire body and all will just function properly, but it will take some time. This is a transformation, this is a process. Maybe it takes 3 months, maybe 3 years. And for some people who are not disciplined and just taking, maybe today, maybe not tomorrow, it will never happen. If you really want to prevent problems or help yourself mitigate for what you have, you are the discipline and the moderation in your thinking, in your approach to yourself is must. Why I said to you in the beginning that the philosophy, the 5 flavors of health, the idea, the initiative, it will improve your entire being. You will gain more confidence. You know why? Because you will gain more discipline. You will know how to put things in place. My husband is cooking. He will never do something on the other way. We will explain you how it works and why it's wrong. And when you do these basic things slowly, starting from your basic morning coffee or maybe some basic soups and so on, you will just by default create a kind of a discipline in yourself. Create a discipline in yourself so that it will apply later in your life in many other aspects of your life. It will just happen. And you know what will happen? Eva, who is there helping in the kitchen, she is telling us she's applying for since March. She used to have a lot of health problems, now she's feeling better. But she said to me one very important thing, and I'm so pleased to hear that. She said, Agnes, when I go for shopping, now I know what I'm doing. She gained that confidence. She goes, the shops are full of everything, and she knows what to mix with what to pick with what. This is the next level that is just getting into your blood. Read the books. Cook, apply. It will just become part of you that you will be disciplining and moderating your habits into the right one, the natural one. Okay, so what happened then? Then in between, with this understanding of energy flows, the people, the forefathers and so on, they have investigated on that. We've got 4 seasons, that we know for sure. But in between each season has different kind of energy. Spring is responsible for the new birth, for the new life, for growth. Summer is maturity, is the harvest, is the abundance, is the heat, is the love, passion. Yeah. Now the autumn is like an old age. We are descending. Autumn, we are now descending. The leaves are falling. We are getting less energy. We are, we need to then here starting to think about implementing in our diet, in our everyday life. We're starting to wear a longer sleeve. You start wearing outside. We know what to do, but inside we should do exactly the same. What we should do, we should start eating more of the warming type of food. Because look what happened to those trees. They are losing the leaves. They are losing the leaves, and for what? For the enzyme, for the essence, and for the enzymes, for the essence and the energy to be accumulated in the stem and the roots. For why? Why? Because of the winter is coming, and winter is of the shrinking properties. It's cold. We are just accumulating, and this is associated with death, with dying. Okay, so winter is of again shrinking properties, and if we are not well prepared here, we are having a lot of health problems. And what happened now in between each season, now the spring is up, is crazy energetic, crazy fast, crazy powerful. Then the next one is summer. 72 days of spring, 72 days of summer, 72 days of autumn, 72 days of winter. But in between, there is 18 days of the period which is associated with the sweet flavor and which is associated with the stagnation, with the stagnation, no movements. Because this is like the seesaw. This is like the seesaw. Now we've got the spring, we've got the summer going up and down. This is the summer, and in between we've got these 18 days. And you know what happened? Is that 18 days in the real life is a time, they call it doyo. They call it time doyo. But you know what happened? It's no movement, and people who's got who don't have a balance in their internal organs, liver, spleen, they are not working. There is some deficiencies or excess of some flavors of some products. What happened? They're starting to crave sweets. This is how we recognize it. I've experienced this very well with my husband, because men are like children a little bit better. But in a nice way, But he had very bad allergies, a lot of them, and hay fever and the rest of it. And I noticed that he wouldn't be asking for sweets because he knew that the sugar is not a sweet, by the way, is a poison. Yes? Who was on my webinar about sweet? Okay, not many. Yeah, so I don't consider sweet flavor as sugar, because sugar is we know that. It's a chemical extract. We've got a doctor here. This is a chemical extract. I don't associate it. It's got the cooling properties. It's got it's just the worst thing what can happen to our metabolism is the sugar. If one thing I will tell you to remove it, remove the sugar. Sweetness, what I'm talking about, is the sweetness of art. Sweetness of those fruits and vegetables that are naturally sweet. The carrots, the potatoes, the pumpkin, the one we are going to eat today. These are the sweet flavor. Okay, and what happened? So he would not, I'm showing you a little bit of theory and a little bit of the practicality, because you can observe in the books, you've got the periods, when is the spring finishing, when is the summer finishing. And you know what? Then you start craving for the sweets, because you start craving for the movement, for some more energy, because that is a stagnation. You know, I don't crave for the sweets anymore. I don't have a cravings, because my body is balanced. And Hamad, my husband, he would be craving it, and I said, why he's not craving every time? He's just craving on a particular time. And I noticed that he was only buying those sweets, knowing that it's not right for him, is destroying the whole thing. But he will still have it. Then we started to implement, a little bit natural sweetness and so on. But he will be craving very badly the sugar. And I realized that this was the time between. This was the time, that 18 days, that he would be craving for it. So this is the indication that there is a deficiency in your body of something. So summer is associated. Summer is like expanding. Summer is is associated with with love, with passion, and is associated with a bitter flavor. Do you know that if you have a depression, if someone's got a depression, I would say, and Anna said, she's nearly 50 years working with the people on that. She will say, people who's got a depression, they've got a lack of bitter flavor in their this deficiency. How you treat your depression, not with a sweet. When you have a depression or you are done with your life, you go and get a chocolate, yeah, to feel better. No.
What about dark chocolate?
We need. You see, you're getting there. Very good. We can treat ourselves, implement more of the bitter flavor in our kitchen. Okay, and it's associated with the heart. So the bitter flavor. Okay, we've got the warming properties, and what is bitter? Tell me which are the bitter flavor. What is bitter? Turmeric is bitter, yes. Cocoa is bitter, yes. Coffee is bitter. Buckwheat is bitter. Lamb is bitter. Thyme, the thyme with the tea that we are making, is bitter. Okay, these are the bitter type of flavors. Actually, to help yourself, I'll give you a tip. If we are having at the moment, and I would say 99% of us, not me, because I'm balanced, I'm trying my best, but we are just human, and it's all right. But with this sequence of these seasons, what happened? that as we will go to the kitchen and we will be adding the flavors, we will be adding exactly in this sequence is a transformation of energy coming from spring to summer to autumn and to winter. Okay? Now, what happened when, the summer kills the spring because terminates the spring. Do you agree? It terminates the spring. The autumn will terminate the summer. Now, what happened here is when we add something, too much lemon in our food, or too much of tomatoes, which is sour as well, and we want to cook, oh my God, you don't want to throw it in a bin because you're cooking nice. What you could add to mitigate the flavor that you put one before. If you put too much sour and you realize you mix it and say, add more bitter. You would add a spoon, add 1.5 spoon. Why? Because the bitterness will mitigate the sourness of it. Okay? You see? Can you see the relation that we need to keep the sequence as the seasons are going, but the moderation of it, the discipline, that you are aware of that you can eat again. For example, if you add too much chili in your food and you feel they are not going to like it, add a little bit of more salt and then do the circle again, do a little bit of more sour and finish on bitter. Finish on bitter. Finishing on bitter and spicy is the best way because it's stimulating the metabolism better. We never finish the food cooking on sour flavor, no, and not on salt because it's got the downsending energy. Okay, so we've got the bitter flavor. Now about the bitter flavor, I'll tell you one interesting thing. Our coffee, yeah. We drink coffee. Who drinks our 5 flavors of coffee in the morning now? Who? Hand up. Yeah, some of us. For some of us who are not, I'll tell you why this coffee is so different than any other coffee. Okay, coffee. They're saying, oh, why are you saying Agnes is not acidic? Yeah, because coffee has got a bitterness and acidic. Okay. The sourness, the acidity of the coffee is minimized by the bitter flavor of it, and because we are adding spices to it, we do not block the liver. It doesn't block the liver. Our coffee does not block the liver, unlike every other coffee out there. This and doesn't block the liver also because it's got the spices and it's got the honey. Sweetness is indispensable in our coffee. You should try our coffee because just in a minute when the girl comes, it's there in the big thermos. Okay, our coffee, because of the spices in it, it stimulates and strengthens the spleen, help the lungs, and support the kidney. It doesn't increase the blood pressure or cholesterol. No. And if somebody will say, oh, but it activates my large intestine, you have to go to the toilet, then this coffee does not do that. If it does, then you're making this coffee too strong or adding too many spices. It should not activate your large, unless you want. But it should not, it does not. It will warm up your body, it will stimulate the metabolism. It's a fantastic start of everyday life. Now, if somebody will say, oh, but they're comparing this with the coffee, oh, what about the apple in the morning, to cleanse the system, or water? This is totally different energy. Boiled coffee on fire, we must have a gas because the fire is got the cooking on the fire is got the empowering properties. The fire is a nature. electricity is having the energy taking you down. This is energy. If I put the energy, electricity is a winter type. It's taking the energy flow downwards, where the fire is associated with the summer and with the energy going upwards. So it's supporting the system, and for our metabolism we need warmth. Yes, we need warmth for our metabolism to work properly. Okay, so the coffee, the energy of the apples, which is of a sour and cold and raw, is completely different energy than the coffee which is boiled on fire and with the spices and honey. Okay. So then we will add, then after summer we've got the autumn, but as you know we've got this void period of 18 days, which in cooking it is a sweetness again. It's of a sweetness, this stagnation period. And what it means in the cooking sense is that, for example, if you're using olive oil or butter is for cooking, yes, you can add it anytime. You can add it anytime. You can add it anytime, but the oil. But in a cooking sense, when we are adding food products, we will add the sweet flavor just here. Just here. That's what the norm. Now the autumn, I've explained a little bit. Now this is associated with the spicy flavor and with the lungs. What happened? Autumn, as I said, the energy is directed downwards to the earth. And why the spicy flavor? The spicy flavor, it stimulates, it ignites the metabolism within us. But if we overdo it, it will have a drying properties, can dry our lungs too much. So we have to dose it appropriately. However, if we are understanding and cooking balanced meal and eating seasonal, spicy flavor will never is the only flavor when you can have it as much as you want and it will not have a side effects. This is the only flavor that you can make it as much as you want and it will not have a side effect. Look at the ginger drink that we have. Who knows about the ginger drink already? Who? Can you put your hand up? Who about the ginger drink? Yeah, the ginger drink. The water, we're boiling on the gas with the water and then we are drinking. The ginger, it's got these dispersing properties. It's got dispersing property. It will help indigestion. It will help the stagnation in your body. It's a fantastic. We treat it as a as a natural antibiotic. Really, this is a natural antibiotic. We don't use anything else. To be honest, our children, we don't need it. If we need something stronger than that, then we make the tea. We call it killer tea. We support the spicy flavor with the sweet flavor, and we add the bitterness to this, and we make the killer tea, which is, that's it. If you have a temperature, and then the next day you don't have the temperature, if you make it right way. If it's not working, if you not thermoregulate your body with that kind of teas, that means you didn't make it strong enough. It works every single time. It works every single time. By the way, 5 flavors and this understanding, it works for everybody in any part of the world, no matter how old you are, no matter where you're from, it works just for everybody. If it doesn't work, then you ask yourself, that you lost the discipline, you lost the moderation, you maybe lost yourself in this balancing of your meals, because this works every single time, and I know that. And if I didn't know and I didn't believe it so much, I would have been standing today in front of you. Okay, so what are the spicy, can you tell me what are the spicy food products that we have in our kitchen? Chili we have, yeah.
Oats, barley.
Barley we have, yeah. Vodka, yeah, vodka we have. We've got chili. We've got spicy. Turkey is spicy. What else is spicy? Come on, tell me. Pepper, yeah, pepper. The black pepper. A lot of spice. Cardamom is spicy. Coriander is spicy. The powder. Ginger is spicy, exactly. We've got lots of spices available, and lots of spicy products as well, like a horseradish and so on. So what happened? What happened in autumn when this is associated, the spicy flavor is associated with the lungs. This is the time that the organs are getting their maximum energy flows. And what happened here? Look what happened here, the relation. If we overdose ourselves over the spring and summer period, look what happened. Spring and summer period, we were very, very enjoying your life, and what we were having, lots of juices, lots of salads, ice creams, and the rest of it. What happened? You know that the liver will suffer, because when we're eating too much of the sour, the liver will become like a half-baked cake, will not have energy to flow, will not function properly, will not transport the energy, will not be detoxifying the body, the liver. And what will happen in autumn, when the lungs having the maximum peak, when the lungs are actually activated the most, what happened? Liver was destroyed over the summer because we were overdosing, summer extravaganza, da-da. So the liver has a problem. The liver has a problem and does not have enough energy. Now we're coming to the autumn and the lungs has got a maximum. But the lungs, the energy doesn't flow to the lungs. There is not enough of the essence produced by the spleen to eliminate the mucus from the lungs, and the energy is not coming here. And what happened? We're all sick. Every week, I don't know how many people are calling me that are having flu or cold or what else. This is the lungs accumulated the moisture, the mucus over this period of time. The liver did not have enough energy to get it out of the system, and this is the time that the body are crying and saying, look after me, look after me. And then it's worse, because you take vitamin C, I'm not saying again vitamin C, but vitamin C is of a sour flavor. Now you tell me how healthy is eating all year around all these fruits when the sour is blocking the liver and there is no energy of eating. Do you know that only people in Europe and America eating so much of the raw and fruits? We know, I've been traveling all these Middle Eastern countries and Africa, I've been around the world. Nobody is eating as many raws than, Maliha, you know something about this. Yeah, nobody is the fashion which came from the Americans or from the European for commercial purposes, and that's why we are paying the consequences. You know, my husband is from Pakistan. We go to Pakistan and there is 40 degrees, 35 degrees. You know, these people, they will eat cooked food all the time. The children will not be craving. There is a mango season, orange season. They will have one. That's it. They will not be overeating. If they have a salad, they will have salad in summer period. In winter, how much salad do you eat? No, not much, not almost at all. Not almost at all. This fashion came, and we are paying the consequences. The people there, in their places, people don't know what is allergy, what is asthma. It's our innovation. It's our innovation. Da-da! Okay? Okay, we're about, because, so if you now know how the sour flavors affect the transportation of your and functionality, because you know, if the liver doesn't transport the energy up and the spleen is not working properly, the lungs are not working properly, the kidney will be affected, the intestine will be affected, the nervous system will be affected, the entire body is affected. And wherever maybe we have in DNA, we're having some weaker point of our health from the ancestors, this will be showing the first. We know something about that. It will be showing the first, but we can easily prevent so many health problems just by understanding how the food products. We need to learn two things about what flavor is which product, the nature of the products. We'll talk about this in the kitchen later, but nature, something is cold, something is hot, something is of the neutral nature. And we need to learn this and the sequences. Once you're starting applying it, you know, you will start feeling the difference. And then after a few months you will go to your friend's house, or you'll go to your parent house or somewhere else, and you will eat and you say, there's something not right there. Believe me.
My daughter already says that when she goes to her friend's house, she says, "Oh, the food was very bland, so I
Yeah.
didn't like it."
Yeah. But you know, more than that, because I see this in my children. You know, they are very nice. Well, Mama, this is not nice. This is not nice. This is not tasty. But also about the health. You know, forget about that they know how to cook, because they do know how to cook. But they know how to prevent. You know, the 14-year-old comes from school and you know, he will say, "Mama, can I have a ginger drink, please?" I know, he already knows. He knows one thing, what to eliminate, because he was maybe having some, I don't know what he was having with the friends, or maybe, you know how, he feels the energy is less, the energy is lower, maybe he's feeling sore throat or something. He will know straight away what to eliminate to start off. First, if you're having some deficiency, eliminate what is not working for you. That's for sure. Eliminate, and then second, apply what is working. How to stimulate the metabolism, how to get rid of the things that are not working for you. Okay, so he will ask, and I'm so proud, I'm so happy. You know, we came and he's saying, "Mama," and then we went for the party, and he would not have normally what he would have. He likes eating chicken, and he would not have it because he was saying, "Oh, I have a little bit sore throat." He knows already how to help himself. Look at that. And that's what we want to give it to children, that they will go and they will know how to eliminate, or how to say no, how to say no. Imagine, 8-year-old telling, and he's giving the chocolates away. Come on. Good, no? But 14-year-old, he's telling his friends that, you know, you are having a flu and cold, but you're drinking this juice. And he's saying, "Oh, but this is orange juice, is a vitamin C." And he's saying, "But that's why you are sick." And Mama, they don't understand. That's why they're sick, but they're having it. I said, "Don't worry, they will get there maybe one day. They'll get there maybe one day." Yeah? Okay, so because I know we will be having, because we are hungry. Who is hungry? Because we will be cooking, yeah. Okay, and the winter, and the winter, as I said, is associated with death and the shrinking property. Salt is indispensable. Salt, together with the 4 other flavors, is making the meal balanced. We must add salt every time. Salty. What is salty flavor in our cooking, in our kitchen? Salt. Very good. Water is salty as well. Huh? Parsley. But yeah, all the green spinach, all the green leafy stuff is it's sour. It's sour. What am I talking? The green leafy stuff is sour. Salty. We've got pork is salty. Soya is salty. All the beans are salty. Lentils are salty. All kind of lentils. We've got different colors of lentils. No, they're all salty. Beans are salty. Yeah. So we cannot overdo it. Salt is if you are, for example, have a problem and you are sweating too much. Yes. So maybe you're not having enough salt. Salt is preventing from sweating, over sweating. That's why people in Africa or in hot countries, they add quite a lot of salt. It's preventing them from losing the water, yeah. Dehydration, exactly. Okay, now last thing. I would like you to open the workbook on the page 4, and I would like you to write down the title of the dish that is your favorite so far at home. Can be anything, can be egg omelette, can be fried egg, whatever it is. Title of the dish and what spices you are adding. Don't look at this, just write down the title of the dish and write down the spices and the products that you are giving to this. Okay? So do it for now. I've got 2 minutes for this. Any kind of dish, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you do. Do you have a workbook? Yeah. I want to, please. Okay, you've got it. So we will not be doing this right now, but we will have a break. We will have a little break, and then we will have a lunch break. And Okay, who wants to share? Who wants to share the ingredients for you? I have, because if you want later, I can adjust your favorite dish to the 5 flavors of health. So, what's your name? Anna. Anna, tell me what ingredients do you have?
One of my favorite dishes is spicy pork with rice or barley.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm adding obviously pork.
Porky salt, yeah.
Pork, rice, chorizo, peppers, courgettes.
Okay.
Rice or barley, and then as spices, cumin, ground coriander, chili, salt, pepper.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
One of my favorite.
Very good. So there are all 5 flavors there. Because there's a bitter. What is bitter there?
I don't know.
I think it is a bitter.
Coriander?
No, there is a bitter flavor meeting. So turmeric is missing there,
Okay.
or thyme, or myrum, or rosemary.
Yeah.
Yeah, this bitter flavor is missing. Anybody else wants to share? Yeah, Mariha?
Fish. Usually I
Fish.
don't have much time.
Fish is a salty flavor, yes?
I don't have much time.
Okay,
So usually fish, salmon maybe.
okay,
Whatever fish is fresh, I get
okay.
ginger, lemon, salt, oregano, red chili a little, and thyme. That's all.
And thyme. So you're adding 5 flavors. Because thyme you're adding bitter, silver. Mariha is a doctor, by the way. She's okay. You've got the ginger, you've got spicy ginger, you've got the sour oregano, lemon, salt, red chili, thyme, carrot, cook.
Sides. Yeah.
Okay. Because okay, in the salmon there is a sweet flavor missing. There is a sweet, like a cumin. You could add some cumin. You could add some cumin to this, but if you're adding as a side a carrot, it's complementing but the salmon is not without the sweet flavor is not balanced. So with a sweet cumin, for example. Yeah. Okay. We will have 5 minutes break. Anne will call you, and then 5 minutes break just for using the toilet maybe, or and then we will go to the kitchen when we need to cook lunch. Yes. Now the thing is that we have to cook the lunch. Thank you.